see you.
No phone call.
I love joining. Here's our team meeting for May. What I love is already flying. Everyone's laughing, every good time. On the call today, we've got Lori, Marvin, Michael, and Christine. Everybody's saying hi. Everyone's laughing, having a good time. On the call today, we've got Lori, Marvin, Michael, and Christine. I'm hearing my voice come back, so somebody might have to mute their voice. On the call today, we've got Lori, Marvin, Michael, and Christine. I'm hearing my voice come back. I'm not sure whose voice is coming back, but it's fine. Anyway, so to go through today, and we've got get back into some boards and the monthly stats, some IMS stats, lots of stuff in store for today. And so we're looking forward to all that. To kick it off, we're going to say goodbye to Lori, Mike, and Christine. We'll invite them back on later. And Marvin would like to say a few words to our brokerage, and we'll take it from there. So bye to Lori, bye to Christine, and bye to Michael.
Gary, you know what that's like?
Marvin, my friend.
Remember that dating show where you had the three bachelorettes or the three bachelors, and then you'd say goodbye to two of them and just talk to one? That's what it just felt like. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just me and you. So I've got the date. It's amazing.
You got it. So here's my question for you, Marvin.
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to think of a good dating question.
I know you're on the spot with a dating question. How are we doing? People joining us right now, Gary? We doing okay?
Yeah, we're getting there. The numbers are starting to climb pretty quickly. Everyone's saying hi online. And
awesome.
Yeah, why don't we give it a few minutes before we get into the meat and potatoes of what you wanted to say? But
sure.
I know you're dialing in remotely today. That's the amazing part of our technology is we can still meet, and even though we're some of us are miles and miles apart, having our community together like this is pretty awesome.
It is an amazing thing. I think out of COVID-19, some great things are going to come of it. Some innovation, some efficiencies. Things are going to change, right? We know that. So really we have to be innovators and stay ahead of what's happening. So I'm actually at my cottage because my boat, the only day I could get it launched because of COVID-19, they normally deliver it to my boathouse, is today. So I was driving up, trying to get here, get the boat docked, which I am the worst docker of boats anywhere on the planet. And then Rhonda helped me get set up for the call, and Isla apparently wants to join me too. So you might see my dog on the bottom corner of the call off and on. So there you go. But we do have a really busy meeting today. We have a lot of great, amazing innovations to speak about. But first, I want to clear the air on one thing that some people may be aware of, many others may not be aware of, as it just happened late last night. But last night, unexpectedly, we received resignation letters for the Jennifer Jones team, as well as Gary and Gina Semenek. And I got to say that certainly we weren't expecting that. It got me thinking about, why somebody would resign unexpectedly. And in the conventional brokerage, I get it a little bit more because, Gary, the way it typically is that, the brokerage will hold on to the listings or a referral fee for the listings, or the brokerage will hold on to the buyer contract, or, sometimes they'll have punitive things in the contract where they charge thousands of dollars if you leave. And in some instances, they even hold back on paying you. And our brokerage is the total opposite. In fact, it's even in our independent contractor agreement that we don't do any of those things, right? That the clients are yours. There's nothing punitive about leaving. So I guess what I'm learning from this is that, look, in their case, they love KW. They are looking for other opportunities. And what I would say to our people is, we are a team and we do care. So if somebody is approached by other opportunities, I think that's going to happen because, let's face it, we're the biggest brokerage and we actually yield top agents, right? So we're going to be a target for them being offered opportunity. But we spent so much time together building our brand together and working together and using the tools and systems that I think it would only be smart business to say, if you're presented with another opportunity, come to us. Maybe we can learn from that opportunity and present you that or more too, right? And certainly if things aren't going 100%, and we do our best day in and day out, we're working very hard, but we're not perfect. So if something is going, astray, all we ask is come and talk to us because we can't fix what we don't know. But you know what? we are the biggest, and we are the innovators for a reason. And sometimes, new opportunities create out of things that happen, and that's kind of the way we're looking at things. And we're excited about where we're going as a team, and we're really excited about the things we're going to be launching today. So I don't know, is there anything you want to add to that, Gary?
No, that's well summed up. It's one of these things. There's always opportunities, and it's looking for that opportunity moving forward. And I think this is a really awesome opportunity for us as a brokerage. When we always go through things like COVID and the last couple of months, it makes us stronger, it makes us tighter, and in some cases, it makes us leaner so we can move faster as well. And I think this is just another example of that. Is not to say rallying the troops together, but just coming together as a team and moving forward as a team, which I think we've done incredibly well. And with our agents that are willing to move forward with us and stand, there's going to be some speed bumps along the way, because this is all uncharted territory. And right. This is the stuff that we're getting and the feedback we're getting. And I'm going to show you some stuff later that the Volpe Alcorn team's been working on, like just some awesome stuff that people are coming up with, speaking of, being innovative and that sort of thing. So, that's some wonderful. Facebook posts going on here. KWRC strong. It's true. We are strong. We're very strong.
That's so nice. Well, you know what? So again, just to recap, anything that you come across as ideas that you've seen in other brokerages that you think we should consider implementing, let us know. Or if things aren't necessarily going great for you, or you're having some concerns with the brokerage or with your business, let us know. Like, we really do care. We are a team. We're sincere about that. And then, as in this most recent instance, if there's something that you believe is a better opportunity, we want to know about it, because we're all about opportunity and creating even bigger opportunities for our people. And as I said, we're business people. We spend a lot of money and time on our collective branding. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me without exploring whatever opportunities are in the brokerage to go and start that all over again. So we're there for everybody. I just want to make sure that everyone knows. And quite frankly, as a brokerage, we're doing great. We've got our rollouts coming. We're going to talk about for getting back open again in compliance with governmental regulations, and we got some great innovations to talk about today. So it's going to be a great meeting, right? So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Marvin. It's always great to see our leader taking the opportunity to address, sometimes the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of our business, our brokerage. And the fact that you're willing to do that, Marvin, at any time, I know I appreciate that as somebody that works for you, but also as an agent, I know I appreciated that immensely. So thanks for that leadership.
Well, thank you for saying that. And I think part of what's important, first of all, we work together, and part of that is transparency, right? So we don't candy coat things. If we're third in market share, we're going to say we're third in market share. And that's opportunity to become second and then first, right? We applaud our successes, but we're very transparent, because there's no point. All the facade doesn't mean anything, right? If you're really going to be a team and work together, you have to be that way. So for better or for worse, you always hear where we are. And hopefully everyone appreciates the transparency. I hope so.
Yeah, well, we're seeing that on the Facebook comments here. So thank you to everyone that's posting supportive comments. And I can tell you it means a lot to the leadership team and our support team and all the agents that are within our brokerage. We move together. We move as a team together, and we are here to support you, as well as I know you're here to support us. So thank you. Perfect. So I'm going to leave you on the screen a bit here for Marvin, if that's okay, because here's some really cool things I think that we should celebrate together and that Red Day. And I know many people took part in Red Day. And
Red Day.
Yeah, kind of one of our really cool successes that here's one of those things that comes out of our COVID situation. And we had to shift and pivot on how we delivered and create an opportunity for Red Day. And I can tell you, as of this morning, the final donation number this is amazing. And it's going to get better in just a second. It's $6,005 is our, and that's awesome. Not even our final number, Marvin. I just got a call this morning to say that KWYP is donating another $600 to the cause. So again, thank you to everybody that participated.
Wow.
Thank you to our presenters of that day again, and thank you to your clients for those that participated. We had a lot of fun doing it. And Wayne's saying here he still needs to add $150. So I don't know what you're waiting for, Wayne. We might hit that $7,000. And again, this is not to highlight and pat ourselves on the back. By no means is that the culture behind Red Day. The culture behind Red Day is right here: renew, energize, and donate, and give to those that are in need, and create opportunities for those that are in need. That is the culture around Red Day. So thank you for such a successful Red Day this year, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing. And, you know, sometimes one of the things we run into, Gary, is the issue with how do you get 250 people plus their friends and family and clients in one place to do work, right? We mean well, but there's not too many places that can accommodate that. So this actually was a very smart and unique solution to that issue. And it was a great day. It was just a wonderful day.
We had a lot of fun doing it. So this is kind of the segment that we transition into to fill that bucket. And I want to personally fill the bucket of these ladies right here. They have been just outstanding, and on here, and I know it's missing. So Christine, I do apologize, but you belong on this screen as well. And these ladies have been coming in every day since the middle of March, when the news broke that we would have to lock down or have some stipulations about how we opened our office. And they have been going above and beyond. And I just want to, as the general manager and also as a friend and a colleague, thank you for coming in, and thank you for keep delivering the high service that we are accustomed to, and even making it greater. So if you've got comments, agents, send them. Now's a great time to send them out to these. Send some emails or text. I know it goes a long, long way. And thank you for the work that you're doing, ladies. I can tell you it's not going unnoticed. So thank you so much. Thank you. Cool.
Well said.
Cool. So Marvin called me about a week ago, later in the evening. And I know when it's later in the evening, I better answer the call because that's not typical. And
sorry.
It's all good. I'll answer the phone. Don't worry, Marvin. I'm not saying I'm not going to answer. Mm-hmm. And I could tell when I answered the phone, the tone on his voice was a little bit different than normal. And he shared with me a story, and many of you know it. And if you don't, well, here's the story. And this is a quick story, but one that matters. Is really close and dear to our hearts. Stephanie Malvina, our MCA, she wanted me to share this story on her behalf. She, you know, you just never know when you pick up the phone. You can have your day can be altered, and your life can be altered. And in a matter of one phone call, her life was altered, and she learned that the home that she had purchased many, many years ago was on fire, and that's the home where her father lives. And make a long story short in what happened around the fire, but we learned that she lost the home and her father lost the home was where he lived. Well, I can tell you, with the people that we have in our brokerage, and specifically Lori and Marianne and Christine and some others, they quickly jumped into action and just, first of all, bought the necessities that somebody would need when they had to leave their home with just their shirts on their back. So when their home was on fire, they left, and they literally left with just what was on their back. So all their belongings, unfortunately, were lost. Keepsakes were lost, and memories, obviously, that they had of the home. You know, that's all they have at the moment. And Stephanie was just so touched. Her father and her father's girlfriend was just so touched on how KWRC reacted. So congratulations to you guys. But that's just what we do. We take care of our own. And Stephanie wanted me to just highlight the fact that we were just so fast and moving and giving them the necessities, the immediate necessities that they had. There are obviously some ongoing necessities that Stephanie and her father are going to have to deal with. And she's reaching out to us today to ask, just to simply put it out there. Obviously, they're going to need a place to stay for the long term, and they're looking for a rental because of their abilities. They need something on a main floor, and they're looking in the $1,500 range or up to $1,500. So if you know of anybody, or you have a lead on something, or you want to reach out to Stephanie, please do so, because I know if in communities like this, that's where we get to take care of each other. And in communities like this, that's where, you just never know who knows who has something available that in an apartment, for instance, and just all the other necessities that they're going to need. So from the bottom of Stephanie's heart, and the way I saw us react, thank you. I know she wanted to do this today, but she asked me to do it. And I can tell you that she was, not only her, but her father and her father's girlfriend were just so deeply moved by the generosity of KWRC. So thank you. This is our culture. This is when our culture steps forward, and this is amazing. So thank you for everything that everyone's done. And Stephanie, we're here for you. And just that goes for everybody. If we don't know how to help you, you need to tell us, and we're there. And that was one of the things I sent a text to Stephanie. I don't know what to say, but I'm here for you, and you got to ask, and I'm willing to help out. And it could just be something as simple as that. So, Steph, we're here for you. That's what I'm trying to say. There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've known Stephanie for a very long time, and Stephanie would never even ask for a thing, and as usual, she was working late that evening when I got the call, and I was like, Steph, get up there and so on. So just the house was in Sutton, totally burnt to the ground. It was a major accomplishment for Stephanie to buy that house when she did, to allow her father a place to live. And it's probably going to be about a year before the thing gets rebuilt, I would assume, by the time they go through the process. So from my discussions with Stephanie, Gary, I think she'd really like maybe a little cottage kind of bungalow up in the Sutton area would be an ideal thing. Her father commutes to Newmarket. That's Steph. She would really like something like that, and I think the $1,500 budget might work in that area. So even a little 2-bedroom cottage kind of property would be wonderful for them. They would love that, and we're going to continue to help in any way that we can. So again, thank you, Lori and Marianne, for going out. They got big baskets and just filled them with every necessity we could think of. Company wanted to make sure of that, and then Stephanie's father's girlfriend uses a walker that was melted in the fire. They literally left with nothing. So Christine was kind enough to get a walker for her, and so we do really appreciate the efforts of everybody acting so quickly. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, Marvin, thank you for your leadership and throughout all this. We're going to transition to some of the things that our own agents are doing, and then we'll flip back and we'll talk about some stats later. But thanks, Marvin, for your time.
Thanks, guys.
And
all right,
we'll invite Mike on the screen with us in just a second here.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Mike, I almost caught you off guard.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. So from time to time, Mike or Riley will walk into the office and say, "You will not believe what we just did in command."
Right.
And yesterday was one of those days where I'm working remotely, and all of a sudden I started getting phone calls and pictures and texts. You got to see what these guys have done. So I thought, well, let's bring Mike on and he can explain what he did. Mm-hmm. And I know as we are using command, everyone seems becoming kind of an expert in their own little areas for it. And what Mike and Riley and his team are doing is pretty awesome. And I thought, well, let's just show it. So I've got, Mike, you sent me the document, and I'm going to bring that up on screen, but just give us kind of the high level overview of how you got into command and the designs portion, and then what you're some of the deliverables that you're able to create out of it.
Yeah. So really we just dove into it, and we're really using everything, and just kind of take your time and look around what is available there. There's so much stuff. It is a little overwhelming at first. From the designs and everything. But there's some great material in there that you really don't need to recreate that we've been using, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's saving so much time and money with just some stuff that we've done. And this is a sample of our pre-list package. So before we go on an appointment, you know what, this is what we're dropping off. And you know what, they're beautiful. The material, and it's great. And you can customize it. I mean, we kind of chopped it up and added stuff that we liked and we didn't like, and stuff that makes it pretty generic, I guess you could say, just so we can drop it off, you know, before every appointment. And, you know, we love it. They're simple, they're clean, the designs are great, and they're so easy to use.
So what I'm scrolling through here, Mike,
Yeah.
is your pre-sellers package, or sorry, pre-listing package. Is that what we've got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one on your desk there?
What do you, I don't want
You
to
can hold up. Yeah.
So that's
And that
translated into, yeah. And
that's like a hard paper stock that you got that printed on, correct?
you got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 20 pages, so 10 pages double-sided. And I mean, it's what we dropped off before. It shows all of our marketing and everything that we do.
I love it. And it was not something you had into command and create from scratch.
No, all the materials there. Yeah. All the materials
there.
A couple things just to customize it, but you know, no more than, you know, 20 minutes probably reviewing everything, and it's all done.
Awesome. Awesome. And how customizable in it. So now you've got it built. My son's yelling at me. The beauties of working from home sometimes.
Yeah.
You've got it built. Can you go back in and customize it pretty quickly? Or is that
you can cut, like, everything, even like where you see your market, you can, any color you want, anything, any font, you can replace the pictures, literally anything. And it's super simple. Yeah.
And
a lot of people are familiar with Canva. It would be very similar in how you can actually customize things on this.
Perfect. So all of these images, I mean, apart from your smiley face, everything was already in command, right? Like everything
there. Yeah.
The content, you basically just tailored it to kind of your language, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. So are you going to go back in here and create, say, a buyer's presentation or a buyer's packet? What are the other stuff you have?
I haven't printed it off yet, but we did. It's the exact same thing in the buyer's version of that as well, which I should have sent to you, but it's identical. And it goes through, it's great for literally everybody, people, first time home buyers, people who haven't bought and sold in, you know, the last 20 years. It just like step by step, everything to expect, because it just covers everything and, you know, makes you look good. So
I like it. It makes you look good. Well, and this is the stuff, like, would you agree, Mike? Like, this is the stuff that sets you apart from the crowd, right? Like,
for sure. I mean, even when we show up to listing appointments, the amount of people that don't even drop off, you know, some material before you show up, none of them do. Yeah, literally nobody.
Right. And some
or
questions.
Even bring anything with them. People just bring a few MLS listings and that's it. Like, this is so much nicer.
Right. So you'll use this as a tool to kind of add value to that seller. You're still preparing. Are you still preparing, say, a CMA or that kind of walk? This is just separate. This is kind of that vanilla type document that doesn't matter when you get called, whether it's an hour and you're driving by, it's a drive-by, or you put them in the car, you can just drop them off. That's the idea behind it, correct?
Exactly. As soon as we book an appointment, our first possible opportunity, we go and drop it off at the house.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you got this printed locally, correct?
Minuteman.
Just up the road. Yeah. From Newmarket. Perfect. Mike, this is great stuff. This is the stuff that we love seeing. I know when you came in yesterday, Stephanie quickly took pictures of it and sent it to me. That Lori called me. You got to check this out. And I love seeing it. I love, Mike, is when our associates jump into command and they find some really cool things and they start using it in their business. So I commend you and Riley and your team for using it. I'd love to ask you in a month or so the response that you're getting from it. But
for sure.
This is such high quality. Good for you for putting this together. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. All right, Mike. Thanks for this insight, and I wish you all the best with it. And thanks for jumping on the call with us today.
My pleasure. See you guys.
All right. Well, there's some awesome creativity coming out of Command, and it's all in there. And we've been doing videos over the last little month or so on just the different things that designs within Command is adding almost every week. And you almost have to go in there every week to see what new graphics are being added or documents like this that are being added. So good for Riley and Mike there for staying up to speed of what's happening in there, and awesome stuff there. So I'm going to bring up our screen for some of the awards that we like to talk about every team meeting here. What have I done with that tab? I'll find it. Just a second here. So I can't find it. Well, that's okay. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump into, I'm going to bring Christine on the screen, if that's okay with Christine, and then I'll bring up her slides, and then I'll get mine queued up. I thought I had mine queued up, but here we go. The beauty of technology. Christine Tonis, our broker of record. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I am very good. I lost all the slides that I had up here, but that's okay. So, Christine, I'll hand the reins over to you. I'll bring the slides up that you had asked me to share. While I'm doing that, the show is yours, as it were.
Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of screen sharing, if that's okay. So first of all, I want to say that the transactions that are coming through, I cannot describe to you the difference between what our brokerage, our realtors do in a offer, and what I see coming in from other real estate brokerages. You guys are so well trained. You use the clauses, you read things carefully, you cross your I's, dot your T's. It's truly a joy. And I can see where, other brokerages will spend a lot of time in arbitration. We won't be there. So I appreciate that. So how are you with those slides?
Coming right up.
All right.
Just give me a second here.
Or I can start with a screen share. Does that work?
I should have it in just a second. Here we go. Here we go. That's what you wanted. This one right here. Sorry for that delay. Okay, here we go.
Not at all. So what we realized is if you've been a realtor with us for a long time, you know the workflow. And even with the changes in Command, you adapted very quickly. But someone just coming in perhaps didn't have that background, maybe not even a background in real estate, and really wouldn't understand the workflow. So what we did was we prepared a small 5-page document that tells you where to find the forms and how to upload them. And Gary's going to share with you shortly what exactly my KWRC is and the work that we've put into it. So if you could go on to the next slide, Gary. Great. So this is much like the COVID cheat sheet. This is kind of your cheat sheet as well. So it shows you when you're preparing a listing, in the first column. So you prepare the paperwork, you execute the paperwork with your client. So whether you do that, whatever system you use, whether it's DocuSign or AuthentiSign, etc., then you upload the listing to MLS, and then you upload the documents to Command. So it's not that complicated. So when you're doing, for instance, with AuthentiSign, once your client has signed it, each of the individual forms remains separate. So it's quite easy to upload. And underneath the heart and the briefcase and the cloud is actually the 3 basic steps to using Command and just using that feature for the upload. So as soon as you hit submit to MC, it notifies our front desk. And so they go on to the 20 or 30 steps they have to do to make sure it's consistent with MLS and in our back system. So once that's up there, and then you sort of move on to the next phase where you might get an offer, you might want to cancel and relist. Again, you prepare the paperwork, you execute it with your client, you obtain the brokerage, either my signature or the manager's signature of the office that you're operating out of, and then you upload it to Command. If you're doing a cancel and a relist, you have this ability to create a new document, so a new version. So Gary, if you could zoom in on that little white square,
Yep.
Is that possible? Awesome. That's really good.
Yes, it is possible.
So there's a drop down in the portion that says listed and it just says add a version. It'll automatically name it version 2. So you can keep all your first listing. Then when you cancel and relist, you'd upload everything to version 2. So one kind of a little thing to remember in that, when you're doing a cancellation, make sure that cancellation goes into version 1 because you're actually canceling version 1, just so we don't inadvertently cancel the wrong listing on the MLS system. And if you could shrink me back, awesome. So the other point too is, mutual releases, when you wanted me to sign them virtually, you had to send me page 1, page 5, a copy of the deposit, ready for my signature. And now I just have to flip into Command, check that all the proper documentation is there, and I can sign it instantly. So that is also expedited. When you do that, then of course you upload the cancel listing to Command so that front desk can do their thing. And the transaction information sheet, they'll just import it from the previous version. So it's really simple. What we found before was, if you did a cancellation, you had to send it to the front desk, and the front desk you send it to me for signature, and then the front desk, and then, an offer you would send to the front desk, or maybe you sent it to Heather. But then if there was lawyer's information, you have to send it back to someone else. So this is everything just drops into Command. So it's really clean. And you're going to find that when you enter your TIS, so the transaction information sheet that tells us who to pay, you won't always have the lawyer's information there. So we get that. We're going to reject the document just so we're also aware that that's missing. And as soon as you get it, just re-upload it to that same location. I feel like I'm speaking really fast. Okay, if you want to go down to the next slide.
Sure, no problem. And just looking at these 3 columns, Christine, it may look like a lot of information on this slide here, but really, as you said, it's if you look at it in the 3 columns, it does become very, a lot clearer than just first glance at this. So that's essentially what we need to be thinking about: is what phase are in the transaction are we in?
Yeah, and don't forget, Gail, myself, Hillary, there's a whole bunch of people that if you're stuck will help you sort of navigate through it. We had an agent who's been with us for a long time, was on a sabbatical and just came back and was kind of, oh my God, what do I do with this? But the great thing about that was, within 15 minutes, she knew exactly how to navigate the system and to upload the stuff. So if you could just shrink that back. So
yeah, sure.
The screen, just so I can explain the 3 columns there as well.
There you go.
Okay, so the other thing, and again, we're listening. So we've heard people say, I don't know where to find the forms. Like there's some on Facebook, but then they get buried and I don't know where to find them. And then, we uploaded them to Command, but if you're not in Command at that time. So now with the new mykw.ca, mykWRC.ca, all the forms have been uploaded there. Now that gives me the ability to instantly change them if need be. So we're in the process of doing that this morning. We had that completed, so they're all there. So when you're looking for the forms, if you look at the middle list that says required forms, you'll also see on the right-hand side a red dot, red circle, meaning that it is a required form or an optional form or conditionally optional. So you'll know what form you need, in what order, where to submit it. That's all on Command, so it tells you exactly where to upload it within Command. And the column on the left is where the form locations are. So you'll see some are, of course, on ARIA or TREB or on the Wireton board. So you know where your forms are. You can find them, use them, fill them out, and then upload it. In the process column, which is the column on the right, just a few caveats, what you would do with a cancellation or a relist, because that's really the only anomaly that we typically have, but just a few notes there for you. So we've done, you can sort of jump to the next page. So that's the cheat sheet for listings. It's scrolling.
I love it. Yeah, it's scrolling. I love that it's a cheat sheet.
And that's a transaction sold. So again, for listings, but this is what happens when it's sold. There's one for buyer clients, which is also, whether you use a buyer or tenant, same sort of thing. But again, all in Command, all the forms are there. All the forms are on mykWRC.ca. So And if you notice anything that doesn't work about the site, like we had some great advice from someone, Chris Molly, who had been in a process management field before, and he gave us some great advice on how, a process should be displayed and worked, and we appreciate that. So we always appreciate the feedback. So that's that. Then I just wanted to, I was going to screen share on where to find the new version, and I can do that. Oh, no, I can't. Hang on a minute. Let's see. So, if I hit screen share, will that work?
Yeah, it'll pop up on my screen here, and I'll follow through with it. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that workflow sheet that Christine just showed us, a lot of that there is kind of the cheat sheet on where to find the forms, because as many of you have expressed, I don't know where to look, or I don't know if this form is required in this situation, and that's certainly going to help us immensely. So thanks for putting that together, Christine. That's great.
Let's see if that works.
Oh, here we go. I see it now.
Okay.
How's that?
Excellent. All right, so I'm just going to go back. It's not going to let me do it from here. I think I'll leave that screen, Gary. I'll stop sharing.
No problem.
I'm not that familiar with it. But that's all. Like, there really is, it's really an easy system, and we certainly have a lot of support. So don't be at all overwhelmed by it. Just reach out. We're here. Yeah,
pick up the phone, talk to Christine, Hillary, the front desk girls. I'm leaving somebody out. Help me out here. Gail, thank you. Gail, I am sorry. I apologize. But yeah, reach out to any of those individuals, and we're here to help you as always. Christine, thank you so much for everything that you do. And that's awesome stuff. Thank you. Okay, so guess what? I found the form I was looking for earlier. So let me just get that ready. And this is what we like to celebrate every month, is kind of KWRC's top threes, as we like to say. Add to the screen. Here we go. And this is not something that we've done for a few months because of our the lockdown, and that created some other topics we needed to discuss. However, this is still something that's important to us. Also, it's important to you that we highlight our agents that are continuing to do some amazing work. So let's get right into it. I know you'll be clapping in your homes or in your offices. I get it. I can hear it. So here's something really cool. Segue. As many of you know, my daughters are involved in a cheerleading gym, and every year they had their annual banquet on Monday or Tuesday night. Monday night, we had over 400 people on a Zoom call, and they got to congratulate and hand out awards. And it was really, really awesome the way that they still were able to have their community. And this is the same way. This is our community. So let's celebrate each other here. And close units for top three individuals. We have Paul Ireland, Wasim Jara, and Kate Gerconi. So congratulations to you. This is, for the month of April. So congratulations to you. And we'll send all this out after the team meeting here, all this information. Contracts written by the top three individuals. Wayne Clements, many of you saw my post the other day by Wayne. Here's another thumbs up to you, Wayne. Way you go. Vincent Bongard and Paul Ireland for the month of April. Moving into closed units for our top partnerships. I can hear the applause. It's outstanding. Top three in our partnerships is the Blaha Bhutan team, Kirby Chan and company. You know, I always like to say Carrie and that. So Carrie and the Campbell Real Estate team, awesome stuff. Way to go. And still with top partnerships with contracts written, we got the Blaha Bhutan team, Campbell Real Estate team, and the Carrie Zito and company and Kirby team. There you have it. So awesome. Well done. Well done. And moving into our closed units for top three. This is a faster way to do it without hearing the applause. Top three groups. You can see it. Well done, Terry Hastings team, Pair Off team, and the Michael Tuff team. Congratulations for closed units in the month of April. Moving forward to contracts written for top three groups. We're getting some new teams moving here, and I like it. We're having some movement, and we're seeing some new success. Terry Hastings team, #1 spot. Volpe Alcorn team, congratulations, and the DeRosa team, congratulations. Way to go, guys! This is great stuff, really, and I'm sure lots of congratulations are going back and forth. This is something that speaks incredible amount of volumes to. Even though we've had to adjust and pivot in how we operate our business, people are still finding ways to write business. And that's the moral of the story here, is to provide opportunities for our agents so they can provide opportunities to their clients. And that's what we see happening here. So that's fantastic. Congrats to the next few people you've capped over the last month or two. So Paul Ireland, Steve Chiquilo, Wayne Clements. And again, if you're not familiar what capping is, that's when after you cap, you receive 100% of your commission. So congratulations. In a sense, these agents have created an amazing opportunity for them. And if you want more clarity on what capping is, or the disappearing cap, that's not something that we talk about often. And I was reminded of it just yesterday. We can help you disappear your cap. So how cool would that be for your cap to be disappeared? So talk to me about that. And that's how we are introducing agents to our company. And we can certainly walk you along with that. And perhaps that, Marvin, I've seen you in the background here. Maybe that's a good webinar we can host over the next week or so. And I think we're going to put that into play. I see a lot of yeses. So I think we're going to make that happen. Awesome. Good. $1 Million Club. This is something that Stephanie introduced to our brokerage a couple of months ago, and we're going to get back to this. So $1 Million Club, again, that's within a month, you've taken at least $1 million worth of listings, contracts, or transactions. So one of three of those categories. And this is the club I want to hang out in. I don't know about you, but I'd love to see my name up there if I was transacting on real estate. So the first category is listings taken. So congratulations to, look at all these people. This is awesome. This is in the month of April, when in fact we're going to see numbers that listings were down, but yet these folks here were still taking listings. So you can see them on the screen here. And again, we'll send out all this information afterwards. So congratulations to all these people here for taking at least $1 million in listings in the month of April. Congratulations. I'm talking fast now. The next category is contracts written. So again, congratulations to these people here. That's contracts written in the month of April, over $1 million. And last but not least, contracts closed. This is the good one because this is when you get paid. Look at all these people here that got paid on transactions that were over $1 million. So congratulations to all those people for the month of April. Well done, my friends. Well done. Good. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my screen here, and we talked about, let me just do this for a second. Here we go. We're going to transition. I'm going to give you a high-level view of our new MyKW website. And this is one of these websites that came out of, I don't want to use the word necessity, but I'm going to use the word necessity. It's one of these things that, going into this lockdown, we always said it is going to create opportunities for us to provide better services to our agents, get better at what we're doing, and allow our agents to succeed in ways that they haven't done before. And this website, we feel, is a huge piece of the puzzle, because I know, just as Christine said earlier, I don't know where to find this form and this form. And when that happens, a simple 10, 15-minute exercise that you thought you were going to have to do now becomes an hour or 2 hours going to find stuff, and it's slowing you down. And we don't want that. Like, that is not a way to scale our businesses up or to be, working well. So we decided, why don't we put together a website, as we talked, where it is that one-stop shop where you can go find everything from forms to videos to training to links and all that kind of stuff. So that's exactly what we've done. So let me give you a high-level view of what that looks like. Here we go. So the website address is mykwrc.ca. And hours and hours have gone in, and we could not have done this website like this at such a high level without the amazing work of Mary Furnell. So kudos to you, Mary. Thank you so much for listening to us and we kept asking for changes and changes and changes. And can we do it this way? She did it with such a gracious heart and kept doing it. Yes. Thank you to Mary for putting this together. And this website is not made out of concrete, which means we can change it as we get some feedback from our agents, as things change. That's the great thing about websites, and with Mary's expertise, we can change things pretty quickly on this and adapt to different things that are coming. So again, thank you to Mary, and thank you. And we do require your feedback so we can make it better. But I'm just going to show you a few highlights here of things that we feel is important to highlight. And well, I got to click down here doing it. Important to our brokers as we move forward. So along the tops of the tabs, you'll find our welcome message, access to our leadership team. So that's, our direct email addresses. Everyone, we're always looking for that email address. You can find it all here. Our support team, how to get a hold of them. Same with our ALC team. Our story and the KWRC awards. I'm actually going to show you our story because I thought this was really, really, really cool. Before I do that, the other thing that would always frustrate me is I can never remember our addresses. I don't care how long I've worked here, but I get a terrible memory for addresses, and I'd always have to Google it. And as I scroll down here, it's got different things, our messages from Marvin, and of course, our leadership team here, our awards, and I'll show you that in just a second. But how easy is this? You just come to this website. There's all our addresses and the email addresses for our three head offices, as it were. So that's all there. And if I scroll up to the top, I'm going to show you our story here, which I think is really, really awesome. Mary put this together, and I just thought this was really cool. Take the time to go through this, because we're still, as we just celebrated last December, we are still a very young brokers of only 10 years old. And this just kind of highlights some of the things that we've done over the last 10 years. And there's some huge, huge milestones in here. So take the time to go through this, and it's really, really cool. One of the other things that is really cool here that I know not a lot of us, we remember, we have it front and center, is do I have it here? I'll pull it up here in a second. Is the KW Awards, the awards that our brokerage has earned over the last 10 years. And Mary found a really, really unique way how to promote these or display these. That's what I'm looking for, on to display these. So again, go in here, and this is dating back 10 years or so, and you can see all the awards that our brokerage, which is our agents are really our brokerage, have earned. And the one award that we don't have on here, which we're just putting together the marketing behind, we just got told about 2 or 3 weeks ago that we have been named the Reader's Choice Award for the #1 brokerage. This is pretty awesome. The Reader's Choice Award for the #1 brokerage in the area of Aurora. So congratulations to everybody. We'll get that added in here. We'll put together some marketing for you to share that with your groups. So that is an amazing, amazing feat. That's not something that we just take for granted and put it on the shelf. We are very, very proud of that, because it is you that represents us as a brokerage. It's you that really that has won this award. So congratulations to you. Moving along on this, some of the other things here that is important that we put on here, all the logos are in here. Mary's uploaded all the logos for our marketing. So we're always, we're agents, which means we also wear a marketing hat. You can find all that information here. They're all there. There's even the KWRI type logos that you can find all right here in a one-stop shop. So that's great stuff. The other one that I wanted to highlight here is the training, and then we'll come back to some of the other stuff. We have, on one hand, I feel bad, but She is absolutely outstanding. And I see Marvin laughing in the background. Marvin simply said to Jen Silvernagle, Jen, before you have your baby, could you do this and this and this and this and this and this? And she delivered at such a high level. We asked Jen to put together our own version of our command training series. So yes, KWRC has theirs. Scott Leroy has theirs. But we wanted our own. We wanted a friendly face and more importantly, a friendly voice that we could follow along. And I think Jen's done 15 to 17 different videos on, and it really is an exercise in how to use command. And they're all here in sequential order. And then I urge you to go through this, because it will show you everything from, the intro to command, to submitting paperwork to command, to how to use it. We've even done videos on the new or the updated web forms platform, and that's all Jen's voice. She is such a great trainer, so kudos to Jen. Yeah, Steve Chiquilo, I see that. Jen is awesome. Lots of posts here, so thank you, Jen, for putting that together. Dylan, don't lose her. She's a good one. Don't let her go far. She's awesome. So that is a big piece. So that is under our training tab, and you'll see things there in our training tab. Our training videos is exactly where you're going to find it, right there. Then we had the tab for Scott Leroy training videos, and I just want to highlight a couple of things here. We want you to go on there, on this website, and use it and utilize it and provide feedback to us. Right in the middle of the screen, you're going to see broker. And that's where all of our forms are going to be stored. So KWRC forms, the COVID forms, additional forms, excuse me, the broker bits, the past broker bits that Christine has put together, access to our broker hotline, direct link to Broker Bay, the transaction workflow that we talked about today. So all of that stuff is in here. You're going to see announcements on here as well. Stephanie had a great idea. This really should become your homepage on any web browser. So as soon as you open it up, there you have it. It's easy access. The other couple of things I'm going to highlight quickly is under the resources. So our virtual team meetings. So this meeting is actually being broadcast live right there. And then the video thereafter will be stored here. Another access to the logos, branding and design, that takes you to Mary's page. We'll start saving our IMS stats here going forward. Some of our policies, which I explained in an earlier video, and some of these other things here. Excuse me. This is really cool too, is Mary's found some really great mortgage calculators that can help our clients, affordability, land transfer calculator, and so on. Order our KPA. So if you're not familiar with that, that's our Keller Williams personality assessment. That's many of our top teams will use that when they're hiring. I know Marvin and we use it when we're hiring within the brokerage, use that. And that's such a great resource that we have here at Keller Williams. Under the careers tab is really, really neat too. So we're going to be building upon this and using it also as a tool for you that you can send other agents from other brokerages to, so you can show them what we're doing here and attract agents to our brokerage. So this is a tool for you to use. Join our staff and additional job postings. And a lot of our agents are looking to hire other agents or admin or other help. You'll be able to post your job offerings on this page as well, which is really, really cool. So that's a quick high-level overview. Again, we urge you to jump onto this website, make it your homepage, add provide some feedback for us on things that perhaps you think you'd like to see here. This is phase 1 of the rollout. Phase 2, we're actually starting to work on shortly, where you're going to have a login option and be able to log in and view some of that information that we're always looking for as agents, like our silly things like our printer code or our access code for this or that, or a login code. That's all going to be saved here on your personal login page, which is on phase 2 of the rollout. So again, thank you to Mary for putting this together, and go use this and provide us with some feedback. And this is great stuff. We're really excited about this and the work that's gone into it. So there's my KWRC .ca. Go to that website. Why am I'm having trouble spitting that? Laurie's laughing at me. I can see her laughing at me. So is Marvin. I think Marvin's putting his finger once in on this.
One thing. First of all, great overview. The other thing that's going to be coming to the site are going to be clauses. So all of your clauses are going to be one-stop shopping on this site. So you'll log in and you'll have access to residential clauses, commercial clauses, land clauses, all vetted by our brokerage. So because this site actually becomes a very powerful one-stop shop, as Gary said, so it's mykwrc.ca. I'm going to do like those infomercials, mykwrc.ca. Did I mention it's mykwrc.ca? It's going to be one-stop shopping, and it's going to be very powerful. But what's also going to happen is realtors considering joining our brokerage, or if you're going to be showing other realtors what we have to offer so you can build your profit share and you send them to this, we want to have some things that are private and high level. As Gary said, you'll log in, you'll get all of your codes on there, all of your, you'll have your RICO number, your TREB number, the things that you want to be reminded of as you log in, and of course, access to all the clauses. So again, as Gary said, amazing work by Mary Furnell. I don't even know how many hours we spent on it, and by virtue of that, a multiple of 10 of how many hours she spent on it. So hopefully you'll all find this a much easier way to figure things out. Because what we found is people were going to all of these different places to try to do an offer or figure things out. We want it to be one stop. So everything this will be the nucleus of everything you do going forward. It's very user-friendly. I can use it, so it's very user-friendly. So that's it.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up that piece of it. Marvin, I love it that you stayed on or jumped back on with me, because we're getting into what you think is the best part of the segment or the show here, and that's our IMS stats. So let me bring that up, and then we'll follow that up with some of the local stats as well. And again, transparency is what we do, and whether we're number one or number three, we'll always share that information. And on that website, we're going to be posting all the IMS stats here, so to make it really easy for you to go back and retrieve this information. So Marvin, you let me know if this is big enough that make sure you can see this.
That's perfect.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
No problem.
Good.
So I'll whip through it quickly because I know we have a lot of content here. So for all of the Toronto Real Estate Board, Keller Williams agents are still the most productive agents per agent per major brokerage on all of TREB, bar none, year to date. Last year we finished first, and so far we are first as well. So congratulations on that. On percentage of sold versus asked, we are a very close second. So Keller Williams agents on all of TREB for the entire year up to April are averaging just over 102% of asking price in April in COVID. Okay. Right. And only by decimal 2 are we out of first place there. So basically a dead heat for first. Congratulations. And again, all of TREB days on market, we're tied for first, averaging 16.7 days in COVID, which basically tells me it's selling right away, because by the time you inspect the property, do all those things you have to do under the current circumstances, you're probably eating up 10 of those 16 days. So again, amazing stats for us. Congratulations. In good old Newmarket, we are still number one. We are almost 23% of the market. So basically almost 1 in every 4 homes sold in Newmarket is sold by us. And you can see that it's a big difference, a big gap over our competitors, and I'm very proud of what we're doing there. So congratulations. And I think we have a few more. Sure. Agent productivity in Newmarket. And actually, you're going to see this in every single area where we have offices or we transact. Our agent productivity is number one on a per agent basis. So Newmarket's no different. Productivity per agent, we are number one year to date in the month of April.
I'm moving it to Aurora.
And in Aurora, yes. And in Aurora now, this is interesting. So market share in Aurora is very, very interesting. Imagine a vibrant market like Aurora. 4 companies basically have the entire market. So we're almost at 20% of the market, and that's good enough for 4th right now. Imagine that. So 1 out of every 5 houses in Aurora is transacted with our company, and we're still good enough for 4th. So we're moving in the right direction, though. If somebody would have told me, can you have 20% of the market in Aurora in 3 or 4 years, I'd take that hands down. So great job. But take a look at this stat. The productivity per agent, however, we're #1 in Aurora. So we just need more agents in each of these offices. So our systems are working, our tools are working, our training's working. Where we have agents, they are typically #1 and way more productive than anybody else. And that holds true, as you saw earlier, even for Treb, right? So it's quite amazing. Also, Aurora days on market, scrolling down there. We're second there at 21.3 days. So good job there as well. And next, we're going to go to Georgina.
Yep.
Pardon me? Yeah,
yep,
so Georgina, agent productivity per units. Yeah, look at that. We've always been #1 there, and usually it's a multiple of the closest competitor. So again, all of Georgina, we're #1 in agent productivity per unit, so congratulations on that. Okay, market share. We are third at about 18% of the market. So pretty similar thing. 3 major companies tend to have the lion's share of the market in all of Georgina. Again, we're at 18%. That's a big climb from where we were, and I fully intend that we're going to build upon that in Georgina as well. East Gwillimbury. East Gwillimbury, we just came alive. I don't know what happened, but there we are. So now we've jumped into 3rd spot in East Gwillimbury. At the beginning of the year, we're near the bottom. So we have 11.33% of the market. We've moved up significantly in East Gwillimbury. So year to date, we're 3rd. And then moving right along with East Gwillimbury in terms of productivity by agent, we're #1 again. So in fact, each of our agents in East Gwillimbury are outperforming the nearest competitor by almost 2 to 1. So that's pretty cool stats to be looking at.
Perfect. So that wraps up the IMS stats there, Marvin. And I'm going to scroll through here, and I'm going to bring on some of the local Treb stats. So kind of like the market overview that we like to do. And I'm going to skip through this. So I'll send that out. That season 4 was just added. Go listen to it. That's my message there.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so the heartbeat of the market. And so Marvin hasn't seen these stats. I like getting his insight as we go through this. So this is for York region. Let me pull that back a bit. And let me remove this so we can see the entire page here. Hide. That's the one. That's the one. Okay. So these are dating back to March, April, May. And as you know, in March, the market was still moving as well as we anticipated at the beginning of the year. And these are for units sold in all of York region. And I think what the message, there's always a message here, as Marvin will say. And if you look at the right-hand side of the screen, that's where the message starts to show up. If you are to ask me, the pricing has moved up. And that's the important piece here. That's the message. We can always have that. At the earlier we talked about however we portray the market, whether it's negative or positive, this is perhaps the positive, or this is the message that I think we should be relaying to our buyers and our sellers. Let's move on to the next slide here as we get a little bit more local.
Excuse me, Gary. That's about a 10% increase from April. April into May on average pricing for York region. So what that basically means is that there's going to be a huge pent-up demand for buyers as things start to loosen. If prices are rising, even though the unit count isn't, it means the unit count being lower isn't necessarily mean there's a problem with the market moving. It just means there's not enough listings coming to the market in light of COVID. But look what's happening to the prices. So
exactly,
what I believe this is right. So what I believe this is going to mean is that as we start introducing more product to the market with pent-up demand, you're going to have an increase in both units and I believe also an increase in pricing just because there's pent-up demand to buy. It'll be very interesting to see. We should have a killer, awesome second half of the year, especially the last quarter. So let's see what's coming up.
You can see it always in the numbers, right? So this is for our local areas and new markets, Aurora and Georgina. And you can see from month of April to May. Now I pulled these stats. I don't know if you can see it here on May 25th, which is almost a full week left in May or close enough to it. And it's definitely outpacing the month of April from units sold, new listings. And this is the story we need to be sharing with both buyers and sellers that think nothing's happening in the market. This would tell us otherwise.
Perfect.
Yeah. So when I was looking at that stat, so I was looking at 117 new listings in New Market, for instance, to 70 units sold. That should indicate one thing. And I think I got it. Yeah, this is the next slide. Perfect. Days on market. That means that days on market is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So if you look from April to May in each of those areas that perhaps you trade in, and especially in New Market, we're looking at 9 days on market, which should indicate what? In the first 2 to 4 days, to me, the story is that seller is receiving an offer. Right? Because typically we're conditional for 5-7 days, depending, right? On average. So within the first few days, you should have offers on your listings, because they are selling within the 2-week time frame. If you look right across here, less than 2 weeks. That's
I mean, another way to look at it too, it's unbelievable. This slide is the one that I would have in all of my marketing material for both buyers and sellers. And if you look at the Georgina slide, an example, that means between the month of April and May, houses are selling 300 times faster, 300% faster, from 31 days down to 10. Twice as fast in Aurora. Significant difference in New Market, right? So that's a very important. I bet you most people on this meeting today wouldn't even know this information. I certainly did not. I didn't expect it to be that. I can tell you that most brokerages don't talk about this, but this is what we need to do, is we need to give the ammunition of facts and data and tools to our people so they can go out there and continue to be number one.
That's right.
I think this is a great stat, Gary. Thank you.
And to put this in context, this is a stat amongst all property types. So if you had a buyer that was specifically looking at townhouses, cater it to that type of buyer. If you or singles and that sort of thing, detached, condos, make sure you're relaying the appropriate information to your audience so it doesn't get misconstrued. But this information, especially on the buying side, it sets that expectation as you're going to look for properties, for sure. I think we got one more here, Marvin.
Sure.
Okay, this is our average price in the 3 areas, and it's green for a reason. It's moving up. It's definitely moving up. You can see in all of the 3 areas that our average price, again, across all property types. So take, if you're going to go do your stats, make sure you're picking the appropriate thing if you're doing a CMA, for sure. But this is a good high level view to start the conversation. And in April, if you can't see that, in New Market, the average price was $838, and in May, and we're not even finished May yet, it's at $960. So significant increase in price for sure. And that's the perception that people think, maybe there's deals out there. I can go out there and I can go pick something up. Where in actual fact, it's almost becoming that, it's weird to say, almost becoming that seller's market where there's not enough inventory at the moment. And I know in New Market, we're seeing 10 to 15 listings a day for the last few days. And it'll be, I'm curious to see how the market responds to that. But I think the market will respond very well, considering some of the numbers we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the other municipalities too. You're 100% right, Gary. So Aurora has jumped $250,000 as an average price between 2 months. That's incredible. And Keswick's gone up 100,000 from 616 to 716. These are big numbers. I'm telling you. These are all great indicators, especially in light of what we've had to deal with. And it also speaks volumes on how our industry is adapting, how society is adapting. And our job is just to keep equipping everybody with what they need to keep going out there and doing exactly this. It's amazing work.
This is great stuff. So I'm gonna invite Christine back on the screen here. That wraps up our stats, and again, we'll make those stats available. And I'm gonna bring Lori back on the screen too, because she had a nice smiling face earlier. There. Beautiful. So that wraps up our meeting. We're 9 minutes over. I do apologize, but lots of great content and lots of great information today.
We got one more thing. I apologize, Gary. Voting starts today on Treb. So, right, we've got to vote for Wasim. Wasim is running for office. He's very politically inclined. He definitely would be a good voice for the brokerage and for all of York Region. So voting starts today. So I think all you got to do, Lori's you've already voted for us, right, Lori?
Yeah.
There he is. Look
Yeah,
at that.
there-
Oh,
right over Marvin and Christine. So there you
That's
go.
awesome.
Christine.
That's awesome.
You're on top of
The
Marvin.
voting started today at noon on Stratus, so we got to make sure that I can see him there. Look, I'm just reaching around. He's over there somewhere. He's there somewhere. There he is. I can reach him. Yeah, so we got to make sure we vote for Wasim. Definitely do that today, and I'm sure he would appreciate Christine's. There she is. Your support. So we got to remember to do that. Anything else, Gary?
Great.
No, we're good.
We're very lucky to
Yeah.
have you on our brokerage. Yeah.
All
Very
right,
good.
once you get in, I'm going to have a whole list of demands. It's going to be awesome. So first, we just got to get you in. So let's do it, everybody. Just go on the Stratus, log in, vote for Wasim, and spread the word. And we're going to spread the word to other Keller Williams brokerages too. So that's really good stuff. That's all I got.
That's great. That's great.
Thank
Christine, thank you for, again, everything that you do. And this is your opportunity to say hi and bye to our brokerage.
Enjoy the weather. We miss you guys. We appreciate that we can communicate this way, and certainly love that we reach out and speak on the phone from time to time, but we're missing your faces. So looking forward to seeing you all back in eventually.
And look at Lori. She's like, is he going to ask me or is he not going to ask me? I'm asking you, Lori.
No. Hi, everyone. Miss you all. Can't wait to see you back in the office. Thanks.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for everyone jumping on the call today. Lots of good information. Go use that website, provide some feedback, and all the best and good luck to Wasim. Go vote. Everyone have an awesome, awesome day. Enjoy the weather. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.